Okay. What's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with today's latest video. Everyone is talking about it. It has finally hit hit the internet. We have the TCG's Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, and it's crazy. What's on here? It's crazy. Um, just oh my god, the bans, the unbans, the unlimited section. Oh my god. So we're gonna talk about everything. So, let's start off just going over each section. I'll run through the list and then I'll come back up and I'll talk about everything on the list. So, for our newly forbidden, we have Blackwing Gofu the Vague Shadow, Dandelion, Double Iris Magician, Level Eater, Maxi, and Performer Pal, Skullcrobat, Joker. For the newly limited, we have Apocalypse Towers, Grinder Golem, Performer Mage, Damage Juggler, Firewall Dragon, Monster Reborn, Spiral Resort, and Solemn Judgment. And for the newly unlimited, we have Artifact Morale Tech, Blockluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, Card Trooper, Thunder King Ryo, Bryonic the Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Brain Control, El Shaddai Fusion, Future Fusion, Mind Control, Preparation of Rites, Sacrifice, Bottomless Trap Hole, Ceasefire, Ojama Trio, and Torrential Tribute. I am not lying. That list has to be the craziest we've seen in TCG history. So, let's talk about the Forbidden list. Now, everyone is in agreement that a lot of these things no one really saw coming. However, we have to realize that we are in the TCG part of the game where, stuff like this is possible. They don't have to mimic fully what the OCG has. However, the TCG is still following up on a large portion of what's out there in terms of what we'll see on, in terms of the metagame. Now, I can't personally speak about the metagame because I'm not a metagame player. However, a lot of these changes do affect casuals because in terms of link format, a lot of the casual and competitive player game styles did use monsters like Gofu and Dandelion because they generated that token process. They allowed us to put tokens on the board and not have a problem or a backlash of using the tokens, even if you contribute summon the tokens, the turn they were summoned, or tribute summon, synchro summon, and stuff like that due to Gofu's tokens. This unfortunately means now we do have to go, a lot of us are going to have to go back to Scapegoat or Stray Lambs as options because of, we're losing Dandelion and Gofu. So it really does suck that the two most powerful generating token monsters are banned. Double Iris Magician, Skullcrobat Joker, they're banned because not Perform Pals exactly, but Perform Pal Magicians are a thing. They are a strong thing. It is sad to see Joker go, but Joker is a problem. I mean, Joker pretty much is an equally broken Stratos, especially for the most powerful Pendulum deck in the game. Like, if you look at it, Performer Pal Magicians had one of their best searchers in the game at 3. You can normal summon Joker. Joker can get either Odd Eyes, Magician, or Performer Pal monsters from your deck. Mind you, that's not including any of the things he's already doing once he hits the board, because at that point, he can be an 8 scale. And all the monsters that you're practically going to summon anyway are going to be not only from the extra deck, but they're going to be Odd Eyes monsters or Magicians. And that's pretty scary to have floating around in the game. Now, it does, quote, limit a large section of the game in terms of his play of what other cards he could play, because remember, Joker did have that clause on his pendulum effect. If this monster is in the pendulum zone, you cannot special summon monsters that were not Odd Eyes, Performer Pal, or Magician monsters. So, oh, I'm sorry, Pendulum Summon, which at that point you really didn't care because your extra deck was pretty much free to go. So, with that whole back and forth factor, Odd Eyes Pendulum has now officially died in the sense of it lost its best searcher to the game, to the ban list. Maxi, yeah, we kind of called this one being banned. Long, long time ago. Um, it just took too long for it to get banned. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, are watching and are like, yeah, he had to go. I honestly think now at this point, one of the most powerful hand traps is now officially banned in TCG. Is it possible the TCG can stray away from the OCG and ban more hand traps? Um, if possible. I did skip over Double Iris Magician. I don't know exactly what Double Iris Magician does, but I'm pretty sure it's just as broken as Skull Combat Joker to where both of them had to be banned. Okay, so now that I've caught up to that little piece, Level Eater. Um, some people say it's kind of overdue. I know there's a ton of decks that can benefit from Level Eater, and Level Eater being unlimited. So, from going from unlimited to ban in one sector of the game is hilarious in so many senses. RIP Level Eater. Synchro decks will miss. Synchron decks will miss you. The rest of us won't. Alright, so now let's go into the newly limited. Apocalypse Towers. Because if having Masterpiece in the TCG was okay, why not just bring us Towers as well? Cleave Fort, in addition to Sacrifice being unlimited, I think can come back as one of the most powerful pendulum decks in the game. Especially now that they have access to a ton of monsters for their link, not only link summoning but pendulum summoning. Remember, Clifford have their own link monster. Metal Foes have a link monster that benefits any pendulum deck, and they have 3 sacrifice. So, bringing towers back means you have their most powerful boss monster, a utility link monster, and access to their most powerful spell card. So, it's only a matter of time before someone finds a way to bring Pendulum Cleave Fort, Link, or Link Fort. I'm sure someone's going to call it Link Fort. Gardner Golem. In a sense of what the OCG can look like in TCG, Gardner Golem is amazing. So hitting Gardner Golem is probably the most useful thing, because there's so many ways you can get rid of Gardner Golem on your opponent's side of the field that all you really want him for is the tokens. You care less about them having a 300 beater, because at that point you can get rid of the 300 attacker. You can even steal it with mind control and then link summon with it. So Gardner Golem being at 1 is just because of the fact it generates tokens, i.e. GoFu and Dandelion. And since we're speaking of that, Firewall Dragon. I figured that the TCG is going to hit Firewall Dragon because Firewall Dragon is still one of the best link monsters in this game. It is very funny that one of the protagonist's main cards is hit on the ban list. That's never happened. Dark Magician has never been hit. Neos, Stardust, who has an amazing effect, was not hit during the synchro format. Utopia was not hit because Utopia's support and the support of Exceed monsters were being hit. And as far as Pendulum goes, Odd Eyes would be technically the monster hit. But Skullcrobat Joker, being such a threat, he has to be hit first. So, Firewall Dragon and the overall monster is still amazing. It's just now there's only one Firewall Dragon on the TCG like there is in the OCG. So a lot of plays have to be basically done. But that shouldn't be too hard for a lot of decks. But Gofu is not here anymore. And neither is Dandelion. So you will have to utilize a lot of other Link monsters to help you get Firewall onto the board and utilize Firewall. Now, Monster Reborn. Everyone called it, and it happened. Konami. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people were shaky at first because Konami never reprints banned cards and then put banned cards as a locals prize and then have people say, oh, it's not going to get unbanned. Because a lot of people were really saying, I was on the side that said Monster Reborn wasn't going to get unbanned. And by the chances of it getting unbanned was because, of course, there's a reprint of Monster Reborn with its Japanese artwork coming to the TCG. And Europe gets it a month later. Which means they're going to try to get TCG prints of it, but can't use it, and still can use Monster Reborn. I'm still hanging on to 2 common Monsters Reborn, so I'm not tripping. So, if I need to go get more Reborns, I'll just order more Reborns. But my God, Monster Reborn is back in the TCG once again. And I'm honestly thinking a lot of people, it's going to come back for a minute, and then go right to unban. Clearly, I think that's what's going to happen. Spiral Resort. Spiral players. Another one of your cards got hit. I don't think it really is going to change much because you're still just going to 1-1 terraforming when you go get it. You can use pseudo space if you're feeling bold, but I don't think any of the cards that you have work with banish. They might. So I'm not going to speak on it, but I'm pretty sure Spiral can survive only having 1 Firewall Dragon, 1 Spiral Resort, no Dandy, no Gofu, but you have Reborn. Oh, and you have Solemn, because I'll talk about that in a second. So I don't think Spiral is going to really fall. I think Spiral is just going to have to pick itself back up again and then try to use its resources like it did with the last list to really jump back into the game. Now, Solemn Judgment. Never thought this card was going to come back. We have Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and we have Solemn Strike. Or Notice. What do we call it in TCG? We call it Strike, don't we? Yeah. So, we now have all 3 Solemns at our disposal. The fuck our life points. Really, what are life points? Because now we have 3 of the most powerful counter traps in access to the game. And I'm not surprised at all. I'm just like, oh my God, they really unbanned Solemn Judgment. Like, Reborn, I saw that coming. Judgment, I didn't see this coming. So, it's weird. Like, hello, Solemn Judgment. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Okay, so there aren't any semi-limits. Which, I'm not surprised. I'm not too confused. I'm not, I didn't think anything was going to get limited. I knew a lot of things were going to get limited. I didn't think anything, we never really think anything's going to get semi-limited. Because a lot of times, honestly, a lot of strike, it is called Strike. A lot of stuff, actually, let's talk about Strike. I thought Strike was going to get semi-limited. I didn't think they were going to bring Red Judgment. I think they were going to give us a second strike. I mean, they're going to hit strike. I don't think they were going to bring Judgment back. I think, honestly, because of how versatile Strike is, I think still, even as a counter trap, Strike can still hurt a lot of decks. So, you know, I thought it was going to get limited, semi-limited, or even limited. But wow, nothing got semi-limited. But there's a nice big unlimited list. So yeah. So now the conjunction between my limited and unlimited list, hello Solemn Brigade, because now we literally have 3 Solemn counter traps that are practically useful. Let's talk about the unlimiteds. Morale Tech being unlimited just gives the access of hat in whichever sense of the word hat wants to be played. Morale Tech in a lot of conditional decks is still really good because now artifacts have one of their most powerful monsters in access. Morale Tech doesn't target. Remember that. He does not target. He does not target. He can be special summoned and still wreck face. So we also have to remember that. I think Morale Tech isn't as dangerous as he used to be because there isn't any pot of averages. A large portion of the hat component in terms of spells has been hit, and the one deck that hat technically is supposed to be really good against, a lot of other decks are still good against because Pendulum's dead. Moraltech does give act is one of the artifact monsters who in turn does do a lot of the countering to a lot of extra deck summon decks thanks to him, Scythe, and Longinist. So could there be more possible things coming? We don't know yet. But I'll wait and see what artifacts can really do in terms of utility. Blackluster Soldier, the envoy of the beginning. BLS hasn't been relevant since his unbanning. And, I am a big fan of Chaos. I'm not gonna lie. So seeing triple envoy of the beginning is nice, but I'm like a lot of other people. Where's envoy at the end? Because there is an errata, and could he possibly be in Kaiba's next collection and be unbanned there? Card Trooper. People are screaming Troop do scoop. Even though G-Mock has an errata, I think Machine Dupe is hit to 1. Or, no, Machine Dupe's not. Yeah, it is hit. I know, Quick Fix is hit. Oh, yeah. Well, what with, an old school 2008 deck really doing the game at this point? Because, not to hate on True to Scoop or anything, but I mean, guys, sorry, not sorry, but not sorry at all. Some old school decks aren't gonna work in the new school meta. But I don't see anyone trying to, throw out, what's that deck? Oh, because Metamorphosis is banned. But we have Instant Fusion. So you don't see people really throwing out, what is that deck? I can't. Goat. There we go. You don't see Goat format decks topping anywhere. I mean, I don't really see most people talking about them anyway, but I mean, if it's possible, it's possible. If it's not, it's not. Ain't really much to be said. Ain't much really to be done. If True Dupe does something, alright. I think True Dupe might do something in the case of, what's that? Oh, Light Swarm. Because they need a new engine besides the Zodiac, because Zodiac's dead. There's so many things that could be done with Card Trooper. Now I'm thinking about it. Like if we exclude True Do Scoop, Lightsworm Chaos, Lightsworm pretty much just got one of their crucial setup monsters back. A very useful setup monster actually. So I mean there could be some potential there. Let's Thunder King Ryo is at 3. Ryo is just anti-meta with some strength. So I don't really see Ryo being a threat, but Ryo's back. Brain Control, Errata, El Shaddai Fusion. I think this is the quick play spell, because Shaddai Fusion is the normal spell. So Shaddai's got their spell back. That's it. That's it. I don't know what you guys want me to do about that. Future Fusion, still kind of useless. It's just there. Mind Control at 3, it's just Mind Control. I mean, it's kind of like Brain Control, but you can't attack with the monster. I mean, you can link, synchro, and exceed with the monster that you're taking. That's about it. So, I mean, Mind Control's here, Mind Control's here. You can't steal monsters to do link summon. So, not too bad. Preparation of rights. You know, and what's funny is in the TCG we're gonna get that new special pack. The one with the vampires and haunts and ghouls. So, you know, what would prep have? Oh, Demise. Demise King of Armageddon, because apparently Demise and Ruin are gonna have new support. Similar to Black Lizard Soldier Gaia getting some ritual support. A synchro and a boss ass ritual adaptation of Blackluster Soldier. So possibilities can be set. I've already talked about Sacrifice. Bottomless Trap Holes at 3. I expect to see bottomlesses go up now. In the same sense, triple torrential, which I think I own multiple torrentials. I own multiple torrentials and I own multiple bottomless trap holes. So I will see a lot of people citing or maining 2 to 3 bottomless trap holes and torrential tributes. It's not compulse. It's not book, which a lot of people were hoping, a lot of people were wishing. But in a sense, I think it's nice to see Bottomless Trap Hole and Torrential Tribute come back. Bottomless is part of the Trap Trick setup, you know, because okay, pardon the pun, but they love their holes, and they love setting up their normal trap holes. So, having triple Bottomless means that deck really can do a lot more, in terms of its setup. It has Rafflesia, it has, Mantis, so it's doing real well. Ceasefire, Aljama Trio, Burn. Burn is not really much as effective here on the TCG side. You know, in terms of Burn, it's pretty much a lot of people are not going to praise you for running Burn. You know, most people probably praise you for running anti-meta because you're actually considering something that actually has enough skill. Burn doesn't really have skill because you're just flipping one card to change a whole bunch of them. Aljama Trio, I guess, with all of the new stuff that recently just came out, or is supposed to come out for the second Duelist pack, with, you know, cards from Chaz and stuff like that. Aljama Trio would be a nice update, because Aljama Duo, but I don't really see Burn really doing anything. Burn hasn't really topped, and a lot of decks, you know, are just fast enough to get over Burn and get past the whole, you trying to take me out with so much stuff and your monster effect's really not doing much to me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the list. My opinion personally, is I still want Feather Duster. I can manage with Monster Reborn and Solemn being back. Multiple Trap Hole, multiple Bottomless Trap Hole, multiple Torrential, which I think I'll see a lot of cards playing. I am saddened, unfortunately, that Maxine, Gofu, and Dandy are no longer limited, which means I gotta take out mine because I was cited both a Maxine and a GoFu, but this also means I have access to opening up a lot more stuff into my deck. Um, you know, so welcome back, Reborn and Solemn, because they're here, guys. Do I think I don't have any current predictions for the ban list. Like I said, I just want my Feather Duster back. That's kind of it. That's all I want is Feather Duster. But good luck to everyone in the new format. It starts February 5th. So that's Monday. And let me know what you guys personally think about this list. How does it affect you? I know a lot of people are going to be in the comment section screaming free Stratos. Well, if I ain't getting Dusty, you ain't getting Stratos. So unless they decide to want to buff up Wind and Windex and they unban Feather Duster and Stratos, that's practically the only way both of them are coming back to the game. So take it as you will, because Construct's not coming back, because Shadow will just be too broke with their boss monster. And not to mention, they still have that Link monster who practically can be Construct at that point. So, well, not in terms of effects, but she technically is named Construct. So, alright guys, that's the end of the video. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what cards you were shocked to see come off the list, because I know everyone's first reactions are Monster Reborn, Solemn Judgment. So, thank you guys for watching. ACJ signing out. Take care.